I am Dr. W. Gunole from Kamla Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are going to discuss what is enantiomas, what are the conditions for enantiomas, and what are the properties of enantiomas. As we know, what is chiral and achiral molecules, that is molecular chirality. And for optically active substance, chirality is important. And what is enantiomas? So we can say that stereoisomers or the optical isomers which are non-superimposable mirror image of each other. Such isomers are known as the enantiomers. As we know, enantiomers have similar physical and chemical properties, but they differ towards a rotation of plane polarized light. And therefore, such isomers and detail about the enantiomers, what are the examples of enantiomers, we are discussing in today's part. So today's part is the stereochemistry of the organic compound. This is the part number 4, and in this part we are discussing the topics are molecular chirality, what is enantiomers, and what are the conditions for the enantiomerism, and properties of enantiomers. So all these parts about the enantiomers we are discussing in this part. So what is the molecular chirality? In this case we can say that object which is non-superimposable on its mirror image is said to be a chiral, and everyday example of such object are pair of hands, pair of shoes, and we know what is achiral and chiral molecules. Achiral objects are those which are superimposable on its mirror image. Any object which is non-superimposable on its mirror image and hence chiral is known as the disymmetric object. This property of non-superimposibility of the structure on its mirror image is known as chirality. So this is very important, chirality for optically active substances. And there are many inorganic, organic molecules that have chirality. Optical activity of chiral molecule is mainly because of the presence of one or more chiral carbons, that is asymmetric carbon atom. And we know what is asymmetric carbon atom. Carbon in the organic compound which is attached to 4 different atoms or group. Such carbon is known as the asymmetric carbon atom. A chiral center of the carbon atom is one which get attached to 4 different atoms or group. And asymmetric carbon atom is generally shown by the asterisk, that is the this is the star. Generally we show by the star in the compound. And here example is shown what is asymmetric. So here in this way star is shown. So this is the carbon which attached to the hydrogen COH, OH and CH2OH. In this way this is the carbon which is asymmetric carbon. Here is also shown asymmetric A, B, C, D, 4 different atoms or groups are attached to the carbon, and this carbon is represented by the asterisk star, and this is known as the asymmetric carbon. This is the one example is shown, and it is important to know that the presence of one or more asymmetric carbon atom is not sufficient condition to show the optical activity. Sometimes they the asymmetric carbon atom is there, but it cannot show the optical activity. For example, mesotartaric acid have 2 asymmetric carbon atom, but it is optically inactive because of the presence of plane of symmetry. So as we have seen yesterday also, the presence of element of symmetry or plane of symmetry, the molecule is chiral and therefore the optically inactive. There are also some compound which exhibit optical activity without having any asymmetric carbon atom. Some examples of this type is the biphenyl. Allenes are the examples which have asymmetric, but they do not show this type of behavior. So this is about the molecular chirality. So now today we are again next part, that is the enantiomer. What is enantiomer and what is optical isomer or stereoisomers? And these are known as the enantiomers. So enantiomer is an important property in this case, and optically active compounds exist into stereoisomeric forms, and we can say that the simplest kind of optical isomerism was discovered by Louis Pasteur in 1848. and he says that optically active compound can exist in two or more stereoisomeric form, and which are known as optical isomers. So what is the according to the Louis Pasteur, he stated that optically active compound can exist in two or more stereoisomeric form. These are known as optical isomers. And these optical isomers, which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other, are called enantiomer. So these optical isomer or stereoisomer, which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other, are called enantiomers. And this phenomena is known as the enantiomerism. The enantiomers have identical physical and chemical properties, but they rotate the plane polarized light in opposite direction towards right or towards left, but to the same extent. Now, to understand this phenomena of enantiomerism, we can consider the molecule of bromochlorofluoromethane. They exist in two stereoisomeric form, structure 1 and 2, which is shown here. This is the structure 1 and structure 2. This is the mirror image. So these are the enantiomers of bromochlorofluoromethane. So this is an example. To know the enantiomer, we have to consider this that is bromochlorofluoromethane. So this compound exists in two stereoisomeric form, structure 1 and 2 shown, and which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. Each of the two isomers is optically active and rotate the plane polarized light in the opposite direction. And structure 1 and 2 represent enantiomers of bromochlorofluoromethane. The enantiomer which rotate the plane polarized light toward the right, which is known as dextrorotatory, and which is also represented by the symbol small d or plus sign, while enantiomer which rotate the plane polarized light towards the left is known as levorotatory and is represented by small l or negative charge or negative sign. It is also possible that isomer positive or negative can be mixed together, and the presence of this D and L form of enantiomer is also determined experimentally. Similarly, now the lactic acid and the 2-butane-2-ol or 2-butanol in this similar to this molecule, two compounds are there. What is lactic acid and butanol, 2-butanol. These two compounds also show enantiomerism because their molecule cannot be superimposed on their mirror images, which are also shown here. And this is the first compound and this is second. That is, first is the lactic acid and second is the 2-butanol. So this is the mirror image of this compound and this is the mirror image of this compound. So these two compounds, these two structures are the enantiomers of these two, that is the 2-butanol and lactic acid. So these are the enantiomers of lactic acid and second is the 2-butanol. So in this way, so stereoisomer which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other are known as the enantiomers. So enantiomers have similar physical and chemical properties but differ toward the rotation of plane polarized light. And next, so we can say that what are the conditions for enantiomerism. So the necessary or sufficient condition for molecule to show the enantiomerism is the chirality, that is asymmetry of the molecule. So what are the conditions? So necessary and sufficient condition for the molecule to show enantiomerism is the chirality. So chirality is the necessary condition of the molecule, that is molecule and its mirror images must be non-superimposable. It may or may not contain chiral carbon atom. So this is the important condition. So necessary and sufficient condition for the molecule to exhibit enantiomerism, that is optical activity, is the chirality. And the molecule and its mirror image must be non-superimposable. It may or may not contain chiral or asymmetric carbon atom. And it is observed that the presence of one or more carbon atoms causes the molecule to show enantiomerism. So that is, we know the presence of one or more chiral carbon atom in the compound causes the molecule to show enantiomerism. But optical activity also they can show, but certainly it is not necessary and sufficient condition. Sometimes it is not necessary. For example, mesotartaric acid contains two chiral carbon atom but does not show enantiomerism, and therefore they are optically inactive. So here are the structure of mesotartaric acid. So this is the plane of symmetry here. This half part and this half part are cancel each other, are similar. So when we this plane divide the molecule into two halves, in this way also here. So this is having the plane of symmetry, and in this case this mesotartaric acid is optically inactive, but it contains the two carbons are there. There are two carbon shown by the asterisk star. They are asymmetric carbon atom, but here shown these are the two carbon which are symmetric carbon atom, but even they contain the asymmetric carbon atom, but this mesotartaric acid is optically inactive, and therefore we can say that this molecule contains a plane of symmetry and therefore does not show any enantiomerism. So we can say what is the reason that mesotartaric acid could not show the enantiomerism. This is due to the reason that it contains a plane of symmetry which divide the molecule into two equal parts, so that one half of the molecule is mirror image of the other, and because of this mesotartaric acid and its mirror image are superimpossible. In other words, we can say that mesotartaric acid is a chiral molecule and therefore it does not show enantiomerism or optical activity. The optical inactivity of the mesotartaric acid is due to the internal compensation, that is, rotation caused by one half of the molecule is exactly cancelled by equal and opposite rotation caused by other half of the molecule. So this is the these are the conditions for enantiomerism, but the exception of mesotartaric acid. And now also there are many compounds which do not contain chiral carbon atom, but their molecules are chiral. Therefore they show enantiomerism or optical activity. For example, we can say allenes and diphenyls do not contain chiral carbon atom, but their molecules are non-superimpossible on their respective mirror images. Therefore they can show enantiomerism or we can say optical activity. And these two compounds shown here, these are the two compounds, and this is the first is the enantiomer. Figure A is the enantiomer of allene compound, that is pentatodiene. This is the structure and this is the mirror image of this compound, and this is another diphenyl compound shown the mirror image. They do not contain any asymmetric carbon atom, but they are the enantiomers because non-superimpossible mirror images are there. So this is these are the examples and conditions we have seen, and next part is the what are the properties of enantiomers, and there are four important properties of enantiomer. First important property is the these enantiomers have identical physical and chemical properties, and in case of physical properties, melting point, boiling point, density, solubility, refractive index are the identical properties they show. They differ only in the direction of rotation of plane polarized light, and one rotate the polarized light toward the right, dextrorotatory, and one other rotate the toward the left, which is the levorotatory, that is to the same extent. Second important property of enantiomer is the enantiomers have identical chemical properties except toward the optically active reagent. In this case, we can say that chemical reactions of enantiomers of any optically active compound with optically inactive reagent like H2SO4, acetic acid, HBr are not only the same but also occur at the same rate. For example, it is observed that two enantiomers of 2-butanol not only give the same alkene, that is 2-butene, on treatment with the concentrated sulfuric acid, but the rate of these reactions are also identical. Another example is given here, the reaction of enantiomer the reaction of enantiomers with optically active reagent take place at different rate. For example, if we esterify the enantiomer of 2-butanol with the lactic acid, the rate are found to be different. So these are some points we should have to note at this time. Third important property is the enantiomers have different biological properties. So in case of the biological properties, all reactions are catalyzed by enzymes which are optically active compounds. The reaction of enantiomers with enzyme are so stereospecific that often the reaction with one of the enantiomer does not take place at all. And therefore this is the important property. The difference in reactivity of enantiomer is of great importance in biochemistry and chemistry taking place in our body. And fourth important property is the when equal amount of enantiomers are mixed together, then optically inactive racemic modification, which is denoted by the symbol DL, is obtained. So these are the four properties of the enantiomers. So first is that they have identical physical properties. Second, enantiomer have identical chemical properties. Third, enantiomer have different biological properties. Number four, when the equal amount of enantiomers D and L are mixed together, then inactive racemic modification is obtained. So these are the properties. So today we have discussed what is chirality, what is molecular chirality, and what is enantiomer, what are the condition of enantiomer, and what are the properties of the enantiomers. And in the next part we will discuss about the distereoisomers and different properties of the distereoisomers.